Hey everybody, welcome to Always Bored Never Boring and our review of issue 40 of Warhammer 40,000 Conquest magazine. We are halfway through the subscription. Hooray! For those of you who don't know, Warhammer 40,000 Conquest magazine is a Partworks magazine from Games Workshop and Hachette Publishing, priced at $7.99 a week. As a subscriber, I get them in bundles of 4 once a month. This is the second issue from my current bundle. And every issue you get some stuff on the cover of the magazine. And in this particular issue, you're getting paints. 3 brand new paints. They're not brand new as in brand new, never before released, but brand new to subscribers because they've been giving paints on and off since the start of the magazine, and sometimes they do what they call a restock, where they give you a pot of paint that they think you have used a lot of. But these are all new to subscribers, and they are all layer paints. We have Liberator Gold, Stormhost Silver, and Wild Rider Red. 3 pots of paint for $7.99 is not a bad deal. I believe the total price, if you were to buy these from Games Workshop at retail prices, you would be paying £10.15. So at $7.99, that's a saving of about £2.16, around about a little bit more than what you'd get probably if you were to buy them with an online discount. And of course, you don't have to worry about postage and things like that. That's all covered in the cost. So not a bad deal for 3 types of paint. And of course, you get the magazine as well. Normally, the magazine would include things like building guides and painting guides for whatever. Sorry, I've just knocked the camera. And for a second there, I was almost being professional. So yeah, normally the magazine would come with miniatures, and then you'd get a building guide for those miniatures and maybe a painting guide for those miniatures. With this magazine, obviously only coming with paints, what I'm expecting is them to go back to previous miniatures and show how to apply those paints to take the painting to the next level. And I'm hoping to see some new painting techniques, because the painting guides for this magazine have been quite samey. They did recently introduce advice on recess shading, so that was new. So hopefully now maybe they're going to do edge highlighting. I don't know yet, because as with all of these reviews that I do for the magazine, I literally open the shrink wrap just before I go on camera, and we get to experience it together. It's a shared experience. Isn't that nice? Let's have a look. Right, so the magazine tends to have a standard format with fluff at the front. It's fluffy. It's pretty consistently in-depth and good, I guess. It covers a lot of things. A lot of it is obviously Ultramarines and Death Guard focus. Look, here's some Demon Princes, and here's Popeye the Demon Prince. But they do occasionally cover other stuff beyond Ultramarines and Death Guard, which is nice. Not very much fluff here. Oh, look. We have so a little bit about Nurgle Demon Princes, and then we've got a whole bunch of is he flicking the bird? No. Sure does look like it at first glance though, doesn't it? Gotta admit, not my favourite group of miniatures there. I don't really like any of those miniatures very much. I don't know what it is about them. I just don't really like them very much. But hey, whatever. Popeye's quite cool. Oi, what you want? So yeah, a couple of pages of fluff, and then how to paint Space Marines highlights. So this is talking about our new paints. Interesting, a little bit on preparation, putting it on your pad, and then getting a fine point on your brush, because we're going to be doing some edge highlighting, aren't we? So Liberator Gold for your gold highlights, Stormhost Silver for your silver highlights, and Wild Rider Red for your red highlights. It's almost logical, isn't it? Applying highlights. Yep, here we go. So yeah, advice on edge highlighting. This is cool. This is new. This is something that they haven't previously talked about. We're going back to our miniatures that we've already already pretty much decent tabletop quality in terms of the painting, and we're taking them to the next level with edge highlighting. Edge highlighting is something that is always a problem for me because I do not have steady hands. I have to brace the miniature in one hand against the table and brace my hand against the table, and it's more stress than fun. But you know, you do get amazing looking miniatures when you edge highlight. Although I tend to find alternative ways to get similar results because I am lazy. Yeah, so there's advice on using the side of the brush. Hold the brush at a 45-degree angle and run it down the rim of the shoulder pads. This is really good. This is really detailed, really specific. Talking about how to do the edge highlights on the shoulder pads and on the Iron Halo, on the eagle, on the skulls, showing how to hold the brush in the different positions. Excellent. Little details on the ammo canisters. The relic is hard to get to, but has well-defined edges that are fairly easy to trace with the tip of the brush. That's excellent. That's really, very good. There we go. And that's interesting as well. Because Liberated Gold is similar in colour to Retributor armour, any small mistakes will be hard to see on the finished model. So they've thought about this quite carefully. They've picked, for your first go at highlighting something, they've picked gold, and they've picked 2 shades of gold that are very similar. So if you make a hash of it, it's not going to show up that much, and it's still going to look good. So that's clever. That's a clever way to introduce a new technique to painters. Well done, Hachette. And then we've got applying highlights with the Stormhost Silver, which is much sharper. You see the difference between that and that. That's a little too sharp for my liking. But there we go. Same process. Edge of the brush down those edges. Good stuff. And then Wild Rider Red on the cape and things. And that's looking very flashy. Finished model. And I'm wondering if they actually really mean that now, as in finished, as in they won't be going back to this one again. It's done. There's a very good chance that is, as far as they're concerned, a done job. It looks very nice. Nice, clean paint job. And yeah, that cape does look very nice, doesn't it? With that highlight. Good stuff. Good painting guide. Well thought out. Good choice of colours for introducing edge highlighting and things like that. Well done. Can't complain with that. And look, all Space Marine Warlord traits. This is cool to have. You can just rip this page out and keep it. And we've got Death Guard Warlord traits. Fantastic. Good stuff. Some interesting new rules. Well, obviously not new rules, but new to subscribers. That's the first time they've kind of dealt with those concepts. And then a mission. Storm the walls. Oh, and look. Because we are at issue 40, we're moving to the palace sector. And we've got another one of these campaign maps. So you can tick things off. That's cool. Keep score on the map below. If you can win more victories in the Space Marines, the Death Guard will manage to hold out long enough for reinforcements to arrive. Uh-oh. So yeah, this is kind of like just replay the narrative scenario over and over again and keep score. It's kind of like a way to do like a mini campaign type tournament thing. Very nice. The palace ramparts are here. Only by bringing down the gates of the Governor's Palace can the Space Marines win the day. The Death Guard, realizing the danger, have sent some of their best troops into Barrakis' streets to drive the Space Marines back and protect their own positions. So yeah, throw your Ultramarines into the meat grinder. Models cannot move through or draw a line of sight through the palace ramparts. The palace gate has a stat line, so you can blow it up. And there's a reinforcement system. Players may add 1 unit from their chart during their movement phase. And here we go. It's their armies. How exciting. The Governor's Palace Gate. On the reverse of this page is an additional piece of printed scenery for you to use with this mission. Fantastic. Let's have a look. There we go. This is something that they have been doing quite a lot in recent magazines. It's a really interesting way to change up the battlefields, because they obviously give you the cardboard paper mats to play on. Sometimes when they need a special objective or a new building or something, they print it in the magazine. You can just pop that out. Use a bit of white tack or something just to secure it in place on your mat, and you've got a whole new piece of scenery to battle over. That's a very good, effective, interesting way to make missions that are more interesting and have new things to offer the players. Approve of that. And there's also some wound trackers. What's this for? For marking the damage on the palace gate. Fantastic. Again, you probably want to mount those on a bit of card or something. Time to cut up the old cereal packets. God, it's like being in the 80s again. Overall, that is a pretty good magazine. You've got some good paints on the cover, a good mix of paints that you will use quite a lot for highlighting at a reasonable saving, not mind-blowing saving, but £2.16 is £2.16 at the end of the day. And then it's got a good painting guide introducing some new concepts and new scenario, new piece of terrain to use in that scenario. Can't complain at that. I would say that's good value for your $7.99. And talking of good value, the next 2 issues of Conquest magazine, it's a double whammy, and I will cover them in a single video, because it is issue 41 and 42 brings the Plague Burst Crawler to the battlefield. What a fantastic thing to even spread over 2 issues at $7.99 an issue. Fantastic miniature at a fantastic price. Absolutely excellent. Cannot complain at that sort of value at all. Speaking of value, as always, I'm going to do a running total up here, and that's going to be the cost of purchasing the magazine at the subscriber rate versus the cost of purchasing all of the cover products at retail. It's not going to take into account discounts. It's not going to take into account the value of the magazine or any other free gifts and things that have come with the magazine, such as paint handles, extra battle mats, or anything like that. Literally just prices of the cover products to give a rough guide of the sort of value you're getting with this magazine, which has generally been quite excellent value. And that's it from me. I hope you found this interesting. Please feel free to leave your comments, queries, and suggestions down below. I do my best to read and respond to everybody, and hopefully I will see you all again very soon. Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye.